Hello YouTube. So patch 28 has arrived and with it, it brings lots of changes. So now let's look at what changes this patch brings. First of all, we have a new character, HRK or Heart Rocker has been added. Heart Rocker is a new Spectre and I will go through this in more details on later in this video. We have a new map, Mangrove. Mangrove is a swamp-like map, and while it looks very impressive and it looks very polished, it is not the best map that we have received so far. It is very unbalanced. It favors specters to a point that you can't really do much. There's no doors, there's no lockers. Ritual spawns include on the bottom of the swamp where you are slowed down as well, and there is no safe drops or anything like that, or even pots. Pots have a huge cooldowns to a point where it's not usable. Since there's no doors or lockers or cabinets, anything like that, you can't use any of them. There's nothing to use. So this map is very Spectre-sided to a point that this is actually even more Spectre-sided than Graveyard. Next, we have item changes. A list of item changes are shown right here. And basically a lot of these are simply nerfed items. The game is very item dependent for survivor play. So these item nerfs are bringing down survivor's playability down slightly and increasing viability for other specters. It's a good choice overall, but again I will go through this in more details as we talk about HRK. There has been balance changes regarding Spectre as well. So Prisoner has been adjusted slightly. So it does say that he's adjusted the Prisoner's hook skills to be more accurate in timing and accuracy, but more importantly, his attack range has been increased. So his attack range used to be quite small, so about 1.5 meters, 2 meters. However, now it's increased to more like 2.5 meter plus, less than 3 meters, but it used to be a stun radius for that, but now instead of getting stunned, you're just getting damaged instead. The stun has not gone. The stun still exists. If you are hiding behind, say, an obstacle, you can still get stunned, but you just don't take any damage. But now, in any other situations, normal situations, you will likely to get damaged, and it is shown graphically on the ground where the damage is happening on the ground. Also, Nymph has received a slight nerf, so attack success time has been adjusted from 3 to 4 seconds, which means there's a more delay between each attack, so you are no longer able to spam as much. It is a 33% increase in his attack delays, so it is a significant nerf. Still, Nymph is your better Spectre overall for most case scenarios. Now, survivors have received a lot of change. Nipa has actually received a buff, first time in ages. Her passive perk triggers a lot faster at 3 seconds each rather than 5 seconds. So there is that one, but there's no actual buff to her stat wise. Ong has received a nerf. His expertise has gone up by 1, but stamina has gone down by 1. Since we all know that expertise is a useless stat, doesn't mean anything. He's basically been nerfed. That's that he will have less stamina. So Ong is brought back down to the level that he was when he was released. Sving has also received a buff with increase of stamina by 1, and she is also able to pick up items by sending her cat forward up to 8 meters, and then cat will teleport back with the said item. Alf has received a nerf, so stun duration when holding his chaplet has gone down from 2 seconds down to 1.5 seconds. There's also been change to perks. Apparently, Adrenaline and Never Give Up have changed their values to be adjusted, but nothing really specifically says anywhere how it's changed or how much the value has changed by. It used to be 0.5 meters per second, but I can no longer find where the values have gone. So if anybody knows, please let me know. A new UI update has been added. So Bloodseek tube has been added just below the HP, which shows Bloodseek increasing and decreasing. The mechanic of Bloodseek itself has not changed. However, with the inclusion of this UI, there may be a bug regarding Bloodseek. So Bloodseek should be reduced when you're out of line of sight, but sometimes it doesn't happen as you can see on this video here. And lastly, one significant change was ritual chest. It used to be ritual chest would contain an incense or a nail and they were always set in position. But now it is no longer the case. It is literally RNG based. It could be 50-50 of anything. You could end up with really bad RNG where you just get nail after nail after nail when you're setting up a ritual. But at the same time, it is a slowdown which is beneficial for most specters out there. But again, we'll talk about this more in detail when I talk about HRK. HRK. Yeah, so Hard Rocker has been added as a 4th specter in this patch. Hard Rocker currently has 3 stats of strength and 3 movement. So at 32 damage per swing, he deals more damage than Bell, but slightly less than Prisoner. He's able to 3-shot 1 health characters and 4-shot 2 health characters. With a Sturdy, that's 1 extra, but that doesn't make much of a difference. Honestly, that is very, very powerful. Yes, he's a melee character, and no, he doesn't have any teleport abilities, but his active ability, Scream, makes Survivor not be able to use items for 10 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. With Dark Occult equipped, that 30-second cooldown goes down to 21 seconds. So 21 seconds, and out of that, 10 seconds, the survivors cannot use any items. That means they cannot use sigils, no stamina drink, no camera, no knife, no rattans. There's nothing that survivors can use to buy time. And most characters besides Pei and Jane cannot run for more than 10 seconds. So using this ability actually allows you to get a free hit in almost all situations. Only way to prevent the scream from happening is to prevent Spectre from using the ability by hitting the Spectre in mid-animation. It takes roughly about 2 seconds for the charge up and use of the scream, and you need to land the ability on HRK somehow in that timing, which would be very, very hard. And on top of that, of course, Spectre does have a shield on top, which means you get 5 seconds immunity as well. So overall, at the endgame fight especially, HRK is very, very strong. So you have 21 minus 10 because of the scream, and then 5 seconds on top because of shield, and he's basically invincible for 15 seconds against anybody in a 1v1 situation. So you need to land hits in 6 seconds, but anybody who's with half a brain will not get hit in 6 seconds. You just wouldn't be able to. And on top, your stamina is not enough to actually outrun that. So HRK will always win in any 1v1 situation. And the second problem is that he also has a passive ability, Echo, which allows him to see any survivors hiding within 30 meters. Their outline will show up as an aura every time he destroys a destructible object in the map. Now, here is the situation. Bell, who deals less damage, has no chase stopping ability, so there's no way for Bell to stop any stamina drink or sigil to be used, and she still needs to hit survivors more than HRK, despite her cooldown on a teleport being 90 seconds by default. Yet they decide to give HRK more damage, same speed as Bell, and better chase capabilities. If you were to get attacked by HRK in any Spectre side of the map, such as Graveyard or Mangrove, you are going down pretty fast. There isn't much you can do. Only thing you can really use is just drop downs only. On the plus side, the release of HRK actually has tipped the balance of Spectre Survivor meta down towards Spectre wise, and it has also brought a lot of influx of new players and returning players, but now the balance has gone completely whack. It makes you think that they are out to grab some cash from HRK fans. Really, that's what I think that is actually happening here at this point. But we shall see if there's going to be any balance changes anytime soon about this one. It is currently not feasible to do any sort of looping against HRK. Your best counter is to do the rituals as soon as you can and let one person go. Possibly two people, but you need to finish the rituals as soon as you can. That is going to be the only way, unfortunately. Right, and that is it from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.